My name is Beaubrun, and I'm a Board Certified Behavior Analyst with Brett DiNovi Associates. In this video, a family takes a trip to their local Toys R Us to purchase a present for their 4-year-old cousin. What the parent would like to do is to purchase the gift and to leave the store. What the children would like to do is to purchase whatever they want from the store. At the end of the video, after an hour in the store, neither party really got what they wanted. Let's discuss how this trip to the toy store, could have been more successful and shorter. Some of the problem behaviors observed in this video were elopement, aggression, non-compliance, and property destruction.
Leland! Hey, stop it! Wait, stop! Stop! Leland, stop it! Leland, knock it off!
In one example, the child was told not to run. This would be the antecedent. The behavior was non-compliance because he continued to run, and elopement because the child ran from their parent. The consequence is that they were able to run to gain access to a preferred item, so the hypothesized function in this example would be access to tangible.
No, you can't have that. Leland. Stop. We're gonna go now. No. Come on, let's go.
In another antecedent, the child was told no.
Leland, come
The
on.
behavior was property destruction as the child begins to knock toys from the shelf. Unfortunately, the consequence was not seen for what happened right after this behavior occurred, so we're unable to hypothesize what a potential function may have been. Another antecedent is when the child was told, we're going to go now.
No, we're just getting the train and that's it. So we gotta go. Leland, don't start. You're at a store. Don't you start.
Daddy, I want to buy. No, we're not going to buy.
Leland, stop.
The behavior that was exhibited was non-compliance as they did not go anywhere. They remained in the store. So as a consequence, the child was able to stay in the store. The hypothesized function for this would be access to tangible because they continued to have access to the preferred items that were in the toy store. One of the children took a preferred item away from the other child.
Come on, let's go. Oh. Hey, stop. Leland, just give it back to her. Give it back to her. Quit being mean. Give back her.
And that child then engaged in some aggression, and the item was returned. The hypothesized function for this would be access to tangible because the behavior was aggression, and after they aggressed, they were able to access the item. When preparing to go into a toy store, be sure to state expected behaviors and consequences for choices made by the child. An example would be something like, we're going to Toys R Us to buy a toy train for your cousin. When we're in the store, you will stay with me the whole time and follow my directions. And you might want to add something like, on a later date, we can come back to pick a toy for you if you follow the rules. If the child is able to understand even more complex directions, you might even want to add, if you do not follow the rules, then we will not come back to pick a toy for you. It's also a good idea to check for understanding. You may want your child to repeat what you just said. It's okay then for them to summarize as long as they get what the gist of the contingency is. Also, to prepare for the trip, you want to establish money management. Discuss any budgets if necessary and whether or not the child will be using their own money or your money. These can all be discussed several times leading up to visiting the store, but must be reviewed right before entering the store to help ensure the child remembers what he or she has been instructed to do and not to do. There are a few things to consider once in the store. Tell the child what to do, not what not to do. In this video example, the parent tells the child not to run, but the last word the child hears is run, making him more likely to run. A better statement would be something like, remember to stay with me, or please walk. In the second example, the last word the child hears is walk, which is also the expected behavior. Be sure to be consistent and follow through. If you say you're going to do something, make sure you do it.
We're not getting anything. Leanna, we're not getting anything. Come on. Stop touching everything. Leland. Leland, listen. Leland. I'm not coming back here again. You guys don't behave.
Whether it's delivering a reinforcement or issuing a consequence. This will establish instructional control, which basically means having your child listen to you because they trust you to follow through consistently whether it be with a reward or with a reprimand. In this video example, the parent tells the child they're going to leave the store, and the child says no. Although they do end up leaving the store, it's not till much later. The potential lesson learned by the child is that my parents listen to me and not the other way around.
We're gonna go now.
No.
Come on, let's go. Leanna, come on. Leland, come on!
To continue the discussion of following through, avoid making unrealistic threats. At one point, the boy in the video took a quarter from his younger sister and she began to cry. His sister then hit him back and then told him to return the quarter, which he did. The parent then announces that they're never going back to a store ever again.
Oh, I'm never, ever, ever taking you guys to Toys R Us again.
Oh yeah? Then I'm never ever going to give you gifts again.
Okay.
Which would be virtually impossible. Instead, the parent could have added a realistic timeline, like we're not returning to the store for maybe the remainder of the week. It's also important to use the language and terms that your child will understand. The parent tells the child to behave. From the child's perspective, what does that even mean? Behave means to act or conduct oneself in a specified way. But what is that specified way? Remember to tell the child what to do, not what not to do, and your message will come off much clearer. So the visit supposedly was an hour long just to purchase one item in this video. To help decrease the time in the store, set a timer and follow through by actually making your way to the checkout lane as soon as the timer sounds. All these tips would make the same trip to the store much more pleasant for both the children and the parent, and a lot shorter.
Oh, that was fun.